Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dorina singing.
Oh man, what time is it? Oh no, it's Thursday. I forgot my project.
Let's do this.
The oil embargo of the Yom Kippur War had affected the United States by reducing their oil income from the Middle East, increasing the prices of oil barrels, and relying too much on their energy sources. Reason 1. The reason why the United States oil income reduced to almost nothing was because the United States aided the Israelis during the 1973 Arab-Israeli War, called the Yom Kippur War. The Arab members of OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, was dissatisfied with the United States' decision of supporting the Israeli military and gained leverage in the post-war peace negotiations. As a result of this, the OPEC organization had imposed an embargo on the United States by not giving them oil anymore. This had affected the United States, since the Middle East were their primary resource of obtaining oil barrels that they desired. And now, since they had aided the Israelis, the Middle East had decided to cut them off permanently. For now. Reason 2. Due to the Oil Embargo Act on the United States from 1972 to 1978, the price per oil barrel was raised $3.50 from a barrel that used to be $9.02 to an oil barrel of $12.52. The oil per barrel was increased by approximately 350%. This wasn't just the United States problem, this was also a problem for the Saudi Arabians, because they increased their oil profits to a point where not so many nations were willing to buy their oil, and so the Saudi economy had been driven down. However, the 1973 oil embargo acutely strained the United States economy that had grown increasingly dependent on foreign oil. And since there was no oil, their economy had also declined. Gas prices rose, long lines formed at gas pumps, factories shortened their work week, and some shopping centers restricted business hours. This embargo was a huge crisis that the whole world saw this as an end to cheap energy. Reason 3. The United States was so keen on obtaining oil that it was their own actions that forced them to preserve the natural resource. The United States Congress banned gasoline sales on Mondays, and a number of states imposed gasoline rationing. The end of cheap oil was at hand. The Americans had to learn to live with smaller cars, less heating, and less air conditioning. Oil prices, gasoline prices, it all increased fourfold in a few months, while the supplies ran low. Fortunately for the Americans, it increased public consciousness about the environment and stimulated awareness of the importance of conservation. For millions of Americans, the lessons were painful to learn. The Americans had to live in a world where oil was the most valuable resource to obtain. This whole embargo lasted until 1974, where the Americans and the Saudis decided that this embargo was not worth it, since both countries suffered a decline in their own economy and lost trust in other nations. Thank you.